This video will explain the paper 1 question for the topic structure of an atom, especially for the beginners as it is including the very basic questions. Question number 1 is students are asked to draw a diagram of an atom with the symbol X13. Which diagram is correct? To first approach to the options, let me explain you that whenever we are writing the symbol of an element with the atomic number, atomic mass is the sum of number of proton and neutron, so it's a bigger number, and atomic number is giving the information just about number of proton. So here 3 is bigger than 1, so 3 include the number of proton plus neutron. And how do we know that how many protons are in 3? So as 1 is written as atomic number and atomic number is the number of protons. So out of 3 we have 1 proton. So that means we have 2 neutrons. Let's approach to the options now. Which diagram is correct? So in this diagram of X, there should be 1 proton and 2 neutron in the nucleus, and 1 electron should be revolving around the nucleus, because number of proton and electron are equal in a neutral atom. So using this information, I absolutely know that option A is the correct option for this question. Next question says the table describes the structure of 4 particles. It is given in the table. 4 particles are oxygen atom, oxide ion, sodium atom and sodium ion. The question is, what are the values of X, Y and Z? Alright, before I give you the correct option, let me explain you that for a neutral atom, the number of proton and electron are equal. And if we are talking about ion, there are 2 types of ion. The negative ion is anion and the positive ion is cation. Here oxide ion is a negative ion, it means anion. Anion is formed when any atom has gained electron. So its electron are more than the number of proton. And a cation is formed when any atom has lost an electron. So its the number of electron in a positive ion are less than number of proton. So using this information, let's evaluate the answer. X is oxide ion, as it is a negative ion, so it must have gained the electron. How many electrons? As it is negative 2, so that means it has 2 electrons more than its proton, so X value should be 10. When we look at the option, we instantly shortlist our options because A and B cannot be correct, because there the value of X is 9. So among we have to choose the correct answer between C and D. Now let's see the value of Y. The value of Y says the number of neutron. Neutron for sodium should be 12, because in the periodic table, looking at the periodic table, we know that sodium is 11 and 23. So 11 is the number of proton and 23 is proton plus neutron. So when we subtract 23 minus 11, we get 12. So 12 is the number of neutron for sodium atom. So using this information, we know that the value of X should be 10 and Y should be 12. So we have again 2 options shortlisted, which is Charlie and Delta. We have to look for the third answer now, value of Z. Z says number of electron for sodium ion. It is a positive ion, so it must have 1 electron less than its proton, so it should be 10. So the combination 10, 12, 10 is the Charlie option, which is the correct answer for this question. Next question says that which atom has twice as many neutron as proton? Okay, twice means if the proton is 1, the neutron should be 2. So according to this calculation, Charlie is the correct answer, because that is hydrogen 1, 3. 1 is the number of proton and 3 minus 1 is 2. So 2 is the number of neutron, which is twice as many protons. So Charlie is the correct answer for this question. Next question says that the table shows the nucleon number and the proton number of some of the atoms. So nucleon number is the sum of proton and neutron. To look for the correct answer, we need to look at the periodic table. Let's open the periodic table now. How many are atoms of non-metal elements? So we have to look at the periodic table, that how many of these are the non-metal atoms. Alright, so using the information that periodic table is arranged according to the increase in the number of proton, that is atomic number, we will come to know that how many of these are the non-metallic atoms. Look in the periodic table that proton number 17, proton number 18 and 19, where are they falling in the periodic table? Okay, 17 is chlorine, argon is 18, and 19 is potassium. So chlorine is a halogen, argon is a noble gas, and if you look at potassium falls in the first group, which are metallic elements. So how many of these are non-metals? Okay, the options are alpha 1, bravo 2, charlie 3, and delta 4. Alright, if you look at the proton number, there are two columns where 17 is written, but the nucleon number is 17 and 35. Here the concept of isotopes is also included, that the atoms with the same number of proton and different number of neutron are the isotopes. So these two are the isotopes of chlorine. So that makes one non-metal element. And the third column says that 18 proton and 40 nucleon, this is argon, and the fourth and fifth column says that the two atoms have the same number of proton but different number of neutrons. So again, this is an isotope of potassium. So potassium is a metal that is excluded from the option. So we are left with the two atoms, which is chlorine and argon. So the answer is going to be bravo for this question. The next question is, which number is different for isotopes of the same element? We have just discussed in the previous question the concept of isotope, that defines that atoms of the same element with the same number of proton but different number of neutrons are the isotope. Using this information, we know that Charlie is the correct answer for this question. My last question of this video says that what do the nuclei in hydrogen molecules contain? Alright, to understand this, you must know that hydrogen has three isotopes, protium, deuterium and tritium. But the highest percentage of a molecule or a cylinder containing hydrogen is protium, and protium is 1-1. 1-1 means it has one proton and one neutron in it. So if we are talking about the nuclei, so nuclei contains the protons and neutrons, and electrons are revolving around it. So if it is having just one proton and zero neutron, that means its nuclei contain only one proton. So the answer is going to be delta for this question. That's all for this video. I'll catch you in the next video. Thank you. God bless you. Allah Hafiz.